And then look at the rest of the information under historical background. So,
1940, 1960.
So what are those? They are? Yes, 1940, 1960s. What are they?
Then, timeline, following
They're years, right?
the years,
Okay,
the timeline.
so the missing information for question 14 is? It's a year. Same as
The
this
year,
one. Okay? So there. So find clues from your questionnaire. What about number 15? Let's have Quinn 0726 right there. 0726 Quinn. Can you hear me? Quinn, are you with us? Or no? 0726 Quinn. Online. Quinn's not around. Okay, let's have Leanne. Can you check number 15? What do you think is missing for question number 15? So it's under this subheading. It says managed by. So when you say managed by, it means we need name. What kind of name? It could be a person. So it basically means who manages this National Arts Center. So it could be a person, or it could be a name of an organization, a group. Okay? What about number 16? Let's have Henry. So open, blank days per year. So what do we mean? Days of the year. So question number 16 actually informs us or tells us how many days is this National Arts Center open per year. So we need the number of days. So there. Okay? So it is important that in the listening examination, before the recording starts, you would have to brainstorm for the possible answers. So when you already know what type of information is missing for each question, easy for you to spot them from the recording. So as soon as you hear the right answers, record them, and then move on to the next question. All right? And then also do not forget to read the instruction. So according to the instruction, it says here 3 words and or a number. So if you're going to see this instruction and or, it basically means that you can put numbers and words together as answers. However, if you only see an instruction saying you can only write words or a number, do not put numbers and words together. Okay? All right, so more tips. So as I mentioned earlier, be familiar with the type of information that you are supposed to listen for from the recording. Your recording will be in a form of a conversation or a talk. So most likely, there will be information that are not or that is not relevant to the questions. You only focus on the information that you would need as answers. Okay, so you will only be choosing information or as information that are answers to the question. Of course, you will still need to listen to the entire recording, but expect that not all of them will help you identify the missing words. Okay, also instructions. So in the IELTS examination, understanding instruction is part of the test. So if you do not understand the instruction or you do not follow them, so that could be the reason why your scores are always low. And also, we cannot ask our examiner to explain the instructions for us. So understanding the instruction is part of the test. So make sure that you read carefully. If it asks you to write letters, then write letters. If it asks you to write words, check how many words, or if you can use a number as answers. Okay, so next one, let's see. Okay, can you read Next one, please. Predict. Okay, what we just did earlier is an example of predicting answers. All right? But you will have to predict quickly, because normally the recording will only give you 30 seconds to 1 minute to check the entire section. You cannot afford to read slowly. So the recording or the test starts as soon as the recording also starts, and it also ends as soon as the recording ends. So unlike reading, you're given 1 hour to finish the test. So if you want to read slow, up to you. If you want to go fast, it's also fine. But in the listening examination, you cannot ask your examiner to slow down the recording or pause the recording. So you will have to follow the recording spacing. So this is why predicting answers beforehand is going to be very helpful. Many candidates do not predict answers, so they just wait for the recording to start, and that will be the time that they will start looking at the question. Wrong move. Remember, if you're not familiar on information that you are supposed to look for from the recording, it will be difficult for you to spot an answer. So even if you heard the answer, even if it's clear, still you will not be able to identify them because you do not know what you're looking for. So check the questions first, predict what are you going to need for each gap before you listen to the recording. Okay? So do this quickly because you only have 30 seconds to 1 minute. All right, so next one. Can you read the next one, please? Okay, so similar to paraphrasing, so normally in section 1, there will not be any heavy paraphrasing. So most of the keywords are still exactly the same. All right, it's just that forms and notes are shortened versions. But if it's already in section 4, take note that there will be heavier paraphrasing. Okay? So just to give you an example of what paraphrasing is. So for instance, let's say that these are the ones that you see in your questionnaire. So they may not be expressed the same way in the recording. So open to the public. So it could be that you can maybe that this will be mentioned as they started accepting guests. All right. So they started accepting guests. It could also mean open to the public. All right. Managed by. So maybe instead of managed by, you may hear the phrase run by. Okay. Days per year. So year, you may not hear the word year, but you may hear the word annual or annually. So they have the same meaning. Okay, so do not expect that all that you see from your questionnaire will be the exact words from your recording. So there will always be paraphrasing to check your level of vocabulary if you can understand spoken English. Next one, Sawan. Okay, so how are questions answered and how are answers ordered in the recording? The same way as to how the questions are ordered. So in the listening examination, the order of the questions or the order of the answers of the questions appear exactly the same as to how the questions are ordered. What do I mean by this? Question number 1's answer will be mentioned first in the recording, followed by the answer for question number 2, and so on. So knowing that, and knowing that we cannot tell when is an answer going to be mentioned, it is important that you look at 2 questions at the same time. Please do not focus only on one question because chances are, if you're going to miss this answer, you will not be able to realize it. Okay? So let's say that the recording, you should already be looking for question number 4's answer, but you won't realize it because you only keep on looking at question number 1. So you have to look at questions 1 and 2. So if you start hearing keywords for question number 2, it means that the answer for question number 1 has been given. So do not stay at question number 1. move to question number 2 right away, focus more on question number 2, but also look at question number 3. So if you miss question number 2's answer again because you heard or you start hearing the keywords for question number 3, so don't stay at question number 2. It's going to be useless. So go to question 3 and then also look at question 4. That's how you answer the listening test. You cannot answer one by one. Okay? Okay, next one. Let's have me in red. Okay, problematic vocabulary. They're called problematic because most of the time, if these are the types of answers that you are required to use as answers, so there will be distractors. So tell Anne, what is a distractor? Distractor. Distractor. What is a distractor? Who can tell me what is a distractor? Come on. What is a distractor? What about you? What is a distractor? Okay, very good. From the word distract. So they are types of information that you think are the right answers. Okay, for example, you're looking for a phone number. However, in the recording, you hear 4 phone numbers. You only need 1 phone number. So there is only 1 correct answer. The rest of the phone numbers are what we call distractor. All right, so it's part of the test. It shows or it checks whether or not you can identify correct answers from those that are not. Okay? So, if you happen to be required to answer any of the following, anything usually that involves numbers. For example, if you're looking for time, prices or amounts of money, dates, letters, addresses, anything that involves numbers, normally there will be a distractor. All right? So for instance, another example, let's say dates. So the usual distractor for dates is that you will be given a date. All right, so initially you will be given a date and you might think that is the right date. But all of a sudden the information changes. So the speaker tells you of another date. So normally the last one is the correct answer. So this is why if you happen to hear a possible answer, still take note of it because we do not know. Maybe that is really the right answer. But then again, do not assume. Do not always think, do not always consider that the first answer that you hear is the right answer. Maybe it's a distractor. So what you do, initially write it down, but continue listening. So if there isn't any change of information, so that would be the right answer. But if there is a change of information, listen closely. Maybe the second one is the distractor or it's the right answer. Usually, it's the second one that is the right answer. Okay? So when you write, you still have to multitask. So this is the difficulty with, or this is the challenge behind listening. If you are to compare listening and reading, listening is much more easier, okay, than reading. Reading is more complex. So the level of difficulty of reading is much greater than listening. It's just that in a listening test, you need to multitask. You need to do multiple things at the same time. You have to read your questionnaire, you have to listen to the recording playing, and you have to write while the recording is playing and while reading the question. All right? So again, if you happen to sense or if you happen to identify or spot a possible correct answer, take down of it, so make notes, but do not always think that that is the right answer. Finish the recording. So no change of information, so that's the right answer. If there is a change of information, identify which one is a distractor and which one is the correct answer. Okay? Okay, all right. So this is a sentence that actually gives us a distractor. Let's have Lynn, can you read this? Okay, so let's say that the question is, what is the center known for? So what is the center known for? Okay, or better known for? So you might think that the correct answer is theatrical productions, because in the first part of the statement, it says here, the center has always been famous. However, you see the word but. But in recent years, meaning to say this was in the past. But recently, it has become better known for operatic performances. So, if you're looking for the type of performance that the center is well known for, so this would be the correct answer, not theatrical productions. Okay? Another example. Let's have, can you read in the original? Okay, so there you go. So however, the plans were changed to include a studio. So there. So we need to say this sculpture was taken out, and then a studio instead was used or was built. So be careful if you happen to hear these words, but however, oh no, or a sudden change of tone. So that indicates that there is a sudden change of information, or there is a change of information. Okay, another one for dates. Let's have handling. The first. July. Okay, so there you go. So if you will be asked, when did the center accept its first visitors? So you might think that the correct answer is July 1983. So after that, so you see this no, sorry. So we need to say this is not the right answer. So the correct answer is, what's the correct answer? Then, when was it open to the public? When was the center open to the public? It was open. See, in July. Was it open in July 1983? It's not. It wasn't open in July 1983. See? No, sorry. So, when was it open? Check again, read. Only in September, what year? Okay, so the correct answer is September 1983. So this is what we call a distractor. So usually this is the case for dates. So you may be given, let's say a date, but there's a change of information, so this is why we have to listen carefully. Do not always assume that the first date that you hear is the right one. Usually it's not the right one, okay? So once you're done, so let's say that you really did your best, but you still have questions that were left unanswered. So the best thing that you need to do is to guess. So this is your last option, okay? Do not make it always an option for you, okay? So of course, if you're going to guess logically. So if the possible answer is a time expression, then use a time expression as an answer or as your guess. Do not make use of any other type of information when obviously they're not relevant to the question. Okay, so any questions so far? None? Okay, so let's try to practice. I need you to prepare a sheet of paper, pen or pencil. think some of you have already had these in the past. Let's start with the easy one, okay? So I will be asking online to confirm if you can see my screen. Let's have Min Koi. Let me know if you can see my screen. You see my
Okay,
screen?
no. Okay, now I can see.
Okay, all right. So I need everyone to write 1 to 5 in their sheet of paper. Please do not check online the information, okay? 5. Write 1 to 5 on your paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8. Try to check the subheadings so that you would know what type of information is missing for each item. So number 1, we need street number. Number 2, we need a type of utility. Number 3, utility that is not included in the rent, I guess. So number 4, we need a type of public transport. Number 5, we need John's last name. Okay? All right, are you ready? Okay, let's start. Hold on, guys, because the audio.
First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You can see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hello, I want to rent an apartment. I saw your advertisement about 2-bedroom apartment on Bridge Street.
The woman answers the phone. Bridge Street, so the word bridge has been written on the top of the form. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully, and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hello, I want to rent an apartment. I saw your advertisement about 2-bedroom apartment on Bridge Street.
Bridge Street 32, that's it?
Exactly. But I have a couple of questions.
Yes, I'm listening.
Does rent include all the utilities, such as gas, electricity, phone, etc.?
Yes, sure. You are only responsible to pay the rent. The lease includes cost for such utilities as gas, heat, water, electricity, and phone.
Great. And what about the internet?
Unfortunately, the internet is not connected. But you shouldn't worry about that. If you wish, you can contact the local providers to set up the connection.
Okay. And what kind of public transport is near the apartment?
It is very close to public transport. Both underground and bus station are about 2 blocks away.
Very good. I think I'll rent this apartment.
Very nice. Could you tell me your full name, please?
Yes. It's John Hooper. Hooper is spelled with double O. H-double-O. Then P-E-R.
Thank you, John. I'm Mary Dixon, and I'll be your apartment manager.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's answer. All right, volunteer, number 1. Online, if you would like to answer, please raise your hands. Number 1. Volunteer online. Raise your hand, please, if you would like to answer. No one wants to answer. Okay, I'll call someone. Let's have Yen, 0924. 0924 Yen, are you with us? 0924 Yen. Please answer. If not, I'll consider you absent. No? Okay, what about Quinn? 0726. 0726 Quinn. Are you with us? 0726 Quinn. Are you not with us as well? Okay. V, 0626. I think it was the other V.
Yes.
Okay, what's your answer, number 1?
32.
You did not hear?
32.
Oh, sorry, 32. Okay, thank you. Next one, Naman, 0426. 0426, Naman. Is someone with us?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, number 2, what is your answer?
I missed it.
You missed everything?
I only hear the first answer.
That's it? Okay, 0526 Tam. 0526 Tam. Okay, Nguyen, number 2. Electricity? All right, next one, number 3. Offline. Offline. Only Nguyen? And then, number 3. Internet. Okay, next one, number 4. Let's have Pan. Number 4. Bus, okay. Next one, number 5. Let's have Ming. Come in. Can you spell? Hmm? How do you spell? L-U. Double P. This? Alright. Okay, so let's listen to the recording again. Let's check if your answers were correct. Hold on, guys.
On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hello, I want to rent an apartment. I saw your advertisement about 2-bedroom apartment on Bridge Street.
The woman answers the phone. Bridge Street, so the word bridge has been written on the top of the form. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully, and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hello, I want to rent an apartment. I saw your advertisement about 2-bedroom apartment on Bridge Street.
Bridge Street 32.
Okay,
That's
32.
it?
Exactly.
Bridge
But I have
32.
questions.
Yes, I'm listening.
Doesn't include all the utilities, such as gas, electricity, phone, etc.
Yes, sure. You are only responsible to pay the rent.
Okay.
The lease includes cost for such utilities as gas, heat, water, electricity,
Okay,
and phone.
electricity, number
Great.
2.
And what about the internet?
Internet?
Unfortunately, the internet is not connected.
Not yet
But you
connected,
shouldn't worry
so
about that.
it's not included.
If you wish,
Number
You can
3.
contact the local providers to set up the connection.
Okay.
That's
And
number
what kind of
4.
public transport is
Public
in the apartment?
transport.
It is very close to public transport. Both underground and bus station are about 2 blocks away.
Okay,
Very
so
good.
underground and
I
bus
think I'll rent
station,
this
so
apartment.
we cannot use bus
Very
station
nice.
because we need
Could
public
you-
transport. So we have to just write bus, okay? If your answer is bus station, unfortunately, that's not correct. It should only be bus. Let's continue. So the text
Tell me your full
section-
name, please.
Yes. It's John Hooper. Hooper is spelled with double O. H-double-O. Then P-E-R.
Okay, again, name.
Thank you, John.
How is the last name spelled?
I'm Mary Dixon, Offer Apartment Manager.
Double O, P E R. So there you go. So did anyone get 5? Who got 5? Also, use your Zoom. Raise your hands if you got 5. Use your Zoom if you got 5. Okay, so far I've only seen one person raising their hand. Only one person got 5 among 18 people today. Okay, who got 3 and up? 3, 4, 5. Raise your hand. Those who got 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Do not put down your hands yet. So we have only 9. Okay, we have 10, 11. Okay, at least. So, all right. So there you go. So next one. Okay, so let's answer this one. So this is
Section 2.
So I will be giving you time to read. This is pretty much the same as with 4. It's just that you see 2 columns. So table. So table forms and notes are almost the same. So number your paper from 11 to 16. Check the information that you need. Also the instructions. Tell me. Try to answer. Write 11 to 16. Prepare. Very good. All right, so let's start.
Section 2. You will hear the information about tickets to one of the royal palaces in London. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16.
Sit properly. Fine. Sit properly.
As you listen to the first part of the talk, answer questions 11 to 16.
Thank you for deciding to visit historic royal palaces of the United Kingdom. Every year, dozens of tourists choose to visit the Tower of London, and we have a variety of tickets to suit your own interests. If you wish to make a single visit, you can buy a single day ticket. This ticket enables you to visit only the Tower of London. The adult ticket's cost is £24. Children between the ages of 5 and 15 pay £18, and children under 5 can visit the tower for free. For full-time students, 16 years and over, and disabled visitors, we offer a reduced tariff. If you have a reduced tariff, you pay only £19. And if you're going to make a visit with your family, it's a good idea to get a family ticket. The family ticket enables you to visit the tower and one other royal palace during one day. It costs £55 and can be used by up to 2 adults and 3 children. For permanent visitors, we offer an annual membership. The annual membership provides you unlimited entry to any 5 royal palaces and costs £107 for both adults and children over 5 years.
Okay, so let's answer. All right, so this time, volunteer. Number 11. Okay, Ken. 24. Okay. Next one, number 12. Go. 18. Like this, 18. Okay, next one, number 13. Come to. You miss? What about number 14? Which one did you not miss? 14, 13, 15, 16? 16? Okay, what's your answer? Question 16? 17, number 16? 17 pounds? Okay, come on, number 13. 16? Okay, what about 14? Let's have B. B in red. 19? Okay, number 15. Let's have, come in. You miss? Okay, who would like to answer question 15 from online? Okay, Leanne. Family ticket. Okay. All right, any others? Maybe your answers are not the same. Do you have a different answer? Okay, Pan. Which one? 107? Okay. Who else? Any other answers that are different from yours? Yes, yo. So your number 14 is exactly the same as this one. All of the answers here. In the end. Okay, what about online? Any other answers that you have that do not match from the answers you see on the screen? None? What about Tapan? Your answers? Okay, alright, so let's try to check if your answers are all correct.
Questions 11 to 16.
Thank you for deciding to visit historic royal palaces of the United Kingdom. Every year, dozens of tourists choose to visit the Tower of London, and we have a variety of tickets to suit your own interests. If you wish to make a single visit, you can buy a single day ticket.
Okay.
This ticket enables you to visit only the Tower of London. The adult ticket's cost is £24.
Okay, very good.
Children between the age
So, number 11 is 24 pounds. Please do not write pounds anymore, okay? So, 24. So if you write pounds, most likely your answer is not going to be correct. So number 11, the correct answer is 24.
ages of 5 and 15 pay £18,
Okay.
and children under 5 can visit.
So 5 and 15 pay 18 pounds. So this is also correct. What about number 13? We actually need how old? Children under blank years. So let's listen.
24 pounds. Children between the ages of 5 and 15 pay £18, and children under 5 can visit the tower for free.
Okay, so children under what year? What age? Time? You did not listen? Children under 5. So the correct answer for question 13 is 5. Okay, next one.
Full-time students, 16 years and over, and disabled visitors, we offer a reduced tariff. If you have a reduced tariff, you pay only £19.
Okay,
And if you're going
19 pounds. So the regular ticket is 24, but they will be reduced to 19 if you are a full-time student or a disabled visitor.
to make a visit with your family, it's a good idea to get a family ticket. The family ticket enables you to visit the tower and one other royal palace during one day. It costs £55. It can be used by up to 2 adults and 3 children. For permanent visitors, we offer an annual membership. The annual membership provides you unlimited entry to any 5 royal palaces and costs £107 for both adults and children over 5 years.
And 7. So there you go. All right, so this is a total of 6 points. So try to check. Six points. Use your Zoom. Raise your hand if you got 6. Anyone who got 6? Raise your hand. Only 1%? What about the rest? Okay, who got 3 and up? 3 and above? Raise your hand. Okay, so far we have 12 out of, how many are you? Okay, we have 12 out of 18, so not bad. Okay, so there you go. So just remember guys, I'm trying to look at what type of information is missing first. So by the time that you listen to the recording, it's going to be easier for you to locate the answer. So as soon as you locate the answer, since the recording will not stop, try to write the answer right away, but also at the same time, continue listening. Do not stop listening if you write your answers. So you have to multitask. So you read, you listen, you write as you spot answers. Okay? Questions so far? Do we have any questions? Any questions? None? Okay, so it's time. So I need you to set aside your phones. Keep your phones away from you guys. Keep your phones. You can keep paper, pencil, but that's it. Phones, do not use a phone. I'll be asking someone from online to confirm if you can hear the recording before I give you the link. Give me a sec. All right, let me call Namhan. Namhan, are you there? Is Namhan here? Okay, I will play the recording. Okay, let me know if you can hear it.
Yes.
then everyone, keep your phones. Do not put your phones at your desk. Here you go. I need someone to check if you can access the link. You have to be on the first page. Everyone should see the first set of questions. Is it okay? You can open it? Okay, everyone, let's start.
Section 1. You will hear a woman phoning to complain about the item she ordered last week. First, you'll have some time to look at questions 1 to 4.
Who else? Tracking cards.
You will see there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello, you are through to the complaints department at Clifton Antiques. Before we begin, I'll just need to take a few details from you. Is that okay?
Yes, of course, no problem.
Okay, can I please have your full name?
My name is Anna Lumley. That's Anna, Lumley.
Right.
The name is Anna Lumley, so Lumley has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4.
Hello, you are through to the complaints department at Clifton Antiques. Before we begin, I'll just need to take a few details from you. Is that okay?
Yes, of course, no problem.
Okay, can I please have your full name?
My name is Anna Lumley. That's Anna, Lumley.
Right, and could you give me a contact number which we can use to reach you during the week?
My mobile phone number is 077-876-345.
Okay, great. How can I help you today, Anna?
I ordered a large number of items from you last week on the 20th of February and was expecting them to be delivered on the 27th. However, only half of the shipment has arrived. I just want to make sure that they haven't been lost in transit.
Right, okay, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Let me track the parcel and see if I can find out when you should expect to receive the rest of your items. But what did you list as the delivery address?
I arranged for the parcel to be delivered from your warehouse on Ardell Road to my work address at 235 Ackendale Road.
What was it, sorry?
235 Ackendale Road. Akendale.
East Sea?
Yes, East Sea.
Right, okay. I've found your parcel here on our system. I can see that you've received your shipment. However, nothing is mentioned about the missing items. I would advise that you wait for 2 days. And if the other items don't arrive then, it may be necessary for you to claim insurance coverage for the value of the items. How much are the missing items worth?
They cost me $34,500.
Well, the insurance company will cover you for 10% of the value, so you could claim $3,450 from them. Just fill in the form on our website, and when the loss is confirmed, you'll receive the money within 1 week. We will refund the rest of the money to you within a month, so you won't suffer a financial loss.
That sounds fine.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10.
aren't very valuable. However, there was a large item of antique furniture and a bag full of first edition books, which were among the first ever to be printed on a press.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else?
Yes, I also purchased a Victorian rocking horse for my daughter, some large oil paintings originating from the Edwardian period, and a few decorative fruit bowls.
Right, okay. I've taken a list of your missing items, so I'll phone the warehouse to see if any of them are lying around.
Ah, I almost forgot. There were a couple of other pieces that I've spotted on your website and would like to order. Can I do that now?
Of course, no problem. Can you give me a description of the items that you're looking to purchase?
There was a gold clock and a golden framed vintage mirror.
Okay, perfect. I'll charge the items to the payment card that you used before, and they should be delivered to you within the next week. Is there anything else that I can do for you today?
Yes, two of the items that I received in shipment are damaged, so I need to make a claim for a partial refund.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I need to take down a few details of the actual damage over the phone before you put in a full report. Can you tell me which pieces are damaged?
A drawer is missing from the antique mahogany desk, and there was also a dent on one of the corners, so it's unusable.
I see. Any idea of the price of repairing it?
No, well, I don't think it can be repaired. I will need a new one.
Okay, I'll make a note of that, and we'll see what we can do. Anything else?
I also purchased a set of dining chairs with navy leather padding. However, the colour is faded, and one of the legs has completely split down the middle.
Okay, are there any other damaged pieces?
Yes, I purchased a set of Chinese crockery to furnish my dining room table. However, when I opened the box, I found that a cup was missing and that some plates had smashed. 4, actually.
And is that all of the items?
Yes, I think that's all.
Right, I'll calculate the value of the damaged items and we'll issue you a refund.
Okay, thank you so much for your help.
No problem at all, it was my pleasure. Goodbye.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Answer is not on your face. Look at your screens, guys.
Now turn to section 2.
First, you have 1 minute to look at questions 11 to 20.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming here and welcome to your induction day at Papyrus Warehouse. I am Patrick Stanley. I am a human resources assistant and I am going to provide you with some procedures you should follow while working at Papyrus Warehouse. Before commencing work, you should have your ID card done. It is not just a document, but it's your company identification card. This is mine and your card will look like this one. There's your name, photo, and unique barcode number. I'd like you to come to the HR department now so that you can have your ID cards. Please have the following to hand: your passport or driving license. As soon as you are called, show your document at the cashier's window and have your photo taken there. Right, now we are ready to start. As I said earlier, this card is of great importance here. It is your identification, so you should be very careful with it. Please do not leave it lying around. If a problem arises in the till and your card has been swiped, you are in big trouble. Well, when you arrive at Papyrus Warehouse, you should use your ID card to clock in, and you can use it to clock out at the end of your shift. If you work in the retail department, you can use it to open the till and cash up. If you work in the stock room, you should use the card at a till when you do a stock take. You are responsible for all transactions that are carried out in your name. So, please make sure that you do not leave the till drawer unattended. If you have to go somewhere else, make sure that you close the till drawer and log out of the system. This card is also used for paying for lunch and snacks in the staff restaurant. You can insert £1 or £2 coins in the machines available on the 3rd floor. If you'd like to buy a soft drink or a cake, you can give your card to the cashier, or a cake, you can give your card to the cashier and she will swipe it. Your card will be charged straightway. It is like a debit card. Let me also give you some good news. Lunch is free in the busiest days, including the first week of each month. However, the cashier will still have to swipe your card so that the system can record the lunch break. Now let us talk about your belongings. Personal belongings such as handbags and mobile phones cannot be taken to any department. Your belongings must be left in the lockers provided in the male and female changing rooms. They are located on the ground floor. We recommend that you switch off your mobile phones, as no one can answer them while they are ringing anyway. Having said that, you can check if you've got any messages or missed calls during your coffee break. Finally, a few words about your uniform. If you work in the stock room, you are provided with 2 plain white shirts and 2 pairs of black trousers. You should wear your uniform every day. Now, if you work on the shop floor, you should wear a plain shirt and a suit. Women are asked to wear daytime makeup and have clean fingernails. They may use nail polish but clean fingernails. They may use nail polish, but it must look fresh and neat. Now, let us move on to the safety rules and procedures.
That is the end of part 2. Now you have 30 seconds to check your answers.
Section 3. You will hear a conversation between 2 students, James and Kate, talking about their studies and part-time jobs. First, you'll have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Kate, I'm really busy at the moment trying to manage both my schoolwork and part-time job.
Oh, James, that sounds like a lot to handle. Where do you work?
I managed to get a job working in a local bakery, learning how to make bread and cakes. Since I'm studying business, it's really useful to experience at first hand how a shop is run and interact with the customers.
Wow, it sounds really interesting. I'd love to come in and try the produce one day. Is it nearby?
It's about 15 minutes away, which is frustrating because it's too far to walk from my house and I have to drive there. Despite the commute, my tutor recommended it to me as it's renowned in certain circles for being a very well-run and successful business.
Is it a part of the Kingfisher Baker's chain?
No, it's an independent family-run store, which is good because they're really supportive and eager to help me with the information I need.
How do you find the theoretical aspect of the schoolwork?
I find the practical work far more interesting, but my tutors are really enthusiastic and I get on well with my classmates, which makes the lessons a lot more enjoyable. Also, I recently found out that I can complete the theoretical aspects of the course within 1 year because of the practical experience I'm getting.
Wow, that's great.
I know, I was so relieved. I find the theory pretty hard to understand, so I was really worried about taking it for another year.
Do you get assessed every term or just once at the end of each academic year?
No, there's an assessment every term, which is great because it really takes the pressure off. In the first term, it's really relaxed. You conduct your own experiments on your topic of choice, and then everyone in your class assesses each other as a practical exercise. It's just a shame that practical experience doesn't count towards the grades.
Yes, that's true.
Anyway, enough about me. What are you studying?
Oh, I'm not sure what I want to study yet, but I've been making
Art you're interested.
Since Spanish is my first language, I thought that studying English would be if I decided to apply for a job in England. I really, but I don't think that becoming an artist is a very practical choice. I was thinking of using my passion for art in a different way, like working as a curator in an art exhibition, for example.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. I think you'd be good at that.
The problem is that the course is very expensive, as you have to buy materials yourself, and they don't offer any scholarships to cover expenses. I need to order a catalog of the courses on offer, so I can see if there are any other modules that might perhaps be cheaper to study.
Luckily, the courses don't start until September, so at least you have plenty of time to get organized.
I can't believe I have to wait until September. I'm already so excited about starting.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
What other art-focused modules could you choose from?
History of art is my first choice, since there isn't so much expense involved. I think it would be really interesting, as they invite a number of guest lecturers from across the globe to speak on specialist subjects.
That sounds great. What about sculpture?
Well, sculpture looked like a really suitable option at first, since it's the easiest course. But again, the utensils and materials aren't provided, so you have to spend a lot of money on supplies. I'm also considering the option of digital painting. There isn't much reading involved, and the accommodation is located inside the studio, so you would never have to worry about commuting.
Commuting is such an inconvenience, so that's definitely a big advantage. What do you think of art theory?
That's definitely an option for me. There are no exams, as you get assessed on your coursework and research is conducted independently, so you can work from home, which is really convenient. The only other option is photography, but I'm not so keen on that.
Why not?
I've just never really been interested in it, and I see it more as a medium for documentation rather than an art form. You're also required to buy one of those really expensive cameras with a digital display and micro focus capabilities, which I can't afford.
Well, let me know what course you decide on.
I will. Thanks for talking it over with me.
No problem. See you later.
That's the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4.
First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 35.
Good evening, everyone. In today's lecture, we shall consider the relationship between global warming and endangered species. As you know, Earth's temperature has risen steadily over the past 150 years. It is estimated that the surface temperature increased by 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit in the last 100 years. However, 2/3 of the increase occurred in the last 30 years. It is terrifying, isn't it? The causes of global warming can be divided into two categories: natural causes and man-made causes. An example of natural cause is the methane emission from Arctic tundra and wetlands. It is estimated that Arctic wetlands release between 30 million and 100 million tons of methane gas every year. However, the most disastrous damages are caused by human activity. Let us consider the release of methane gas in coal mines, for instance. 1/4 of all methane is stored on the land surface. As men are digging the earth, they are releasing the methane gas into the atmosphere. You are also methane gas into the atmosphere. You are also very familiar with the greenhouse effect and the emission of carbon dioxide in Earth's atmosphere. So, climate change has altered ecosystems and a range of animals are struggling to survive in this ever-changing environment. A report has been published by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature (IUCN), and it describes 9 endangered species: the emperor penguin, whose breeding areas are diminished by the destruction of its natural habitat and the possibility of food shortages; krill is deprived of its shelf ice; ringed seals, which will have to raise their pups further north where there is ice. The Arctic fox is being threatened by the red foxes. The latter has expanded into the tundra due to global warming. Beluga whales are facing human intrusion into their habitat. This area was once covered by ice. However, as the ice has melted, boats are able to reach the area. Staghorn corals are suffering from oceanic acidification.
Before continuing further, you have 30 seconds to look at questions 36 to 40.
Clownfish whose sense of smell is obstructed by ocean acidification encounter difficulties when searching for sea anemones. Salmon dies as a result of oxygen depletion. Koala bears will have lower nutrient levels due to the effects of carbon dioxide on eucalyptus leaves. Finally, the leatherback turtle, whose sex ratios are being affected by environmental temperature. There has been an imbalance in the gender of hatchlings owing to high sand temperatures. Any questions so far?
That is the end of part 4. You now have 30 seconds to check your work.
Okay, everyone, you have 2 minutes. Finalize your answers. Okay, time's done. All right. Let's read the vocab. So I'll read first. Everyone repeat. The online and offline. Eyes on the screen. Okay, number one, arrogant. Again, everyone unhappy, ashamed, bewildered, malicious, negative, overwhelmed, reluctant, seething, stressed. Are you tired, guys? Tired. Okay, suspicious, terrible, terrified, tense. The next one, thoughtful, upset, victimized, worried, bored, confused, depressed, disappointed, emotional, envious, embarrassed, frightened, frustrated, let down, nonplussed. Okay, since you're all tired. Okay, everyone, I need you to move out from the main, from breakout room. Go to the main session. Both online and offline, I still see some people still again. Lian, Quinn, 0726, Fokla, Minkoy, move out from the break room. Stay at the main section, go to the main session.